There are moments in American politics that feel less like history and more like a stage play. The actors are larger than life, the stakes are impossibly high, and the audience never really knows if they're watching a serious drama or just another episode of reality television disguised as governance. And then, every once in a while, something happens that blows right past the usual noise and lands squarely in the realm of spectacle. That's exactly what unfolded when Tyrus dropped a bombshell about Hillary Clinton on live television. An eruption so jarring, so combustible, that it didn't just spark headlines. It created a meltdown, one that left Hillary pacing, fuming, and unraveling in front of the world. Now, to understand why this moment hit as hard as it did, you have to rewind. For decades, Hillary Clinton has been at the center of American politics. First Lady, Senator, Secretary of State, presidential candidate, twice. She's been praised, despised, admired, mocked, dragged through scandal after scandal, and yet somehow always managed to stay standing, her pantsuits pressed, her smile fixed, her voice carefully measured like someone who'd memorized every line of a script long before stepping on stage. She was the consummate political survivor, a woman who outlasted storms that would have annihilated others. But that image, the aura of unshakable control, always came with a catch. It only worked so long as she kept command of the narrative. The second that control slipped, the cracks showed. And in this case, Tyrus didn't just slip the narrative out from under her. He yanked it, smashed it on the floor, and laughed while the pieces scattered. Tyrus is no stranger to spectacle. Built like a pro wrestler, carrying the stage presence of a showman who knows timing is everything, he doesn't walk into political debates so much as crash through them like a demolition crew. He doesn't tiptoe, doesn't hedge, doesn't massage words the way most pundits do. He belly flops into controversy and lets the splash soak everyone around him. And when it comes to Hillary Clinton, he didn't just challenge her legacy. He set fire to it on live television. The moment itself was almost casual, which is what made it sting even more. He spoke about Hillary as though her entire political identity could be summed up with one brutal phrase: the most unlikable candidate in the history of American politics. That's saying something in a country that has survived Nixon, Carter, Bush, and more. But Tyrus didn't stop there. He mocked the way Biden parrots the same line, laughing at how nobody listens to him either. He painted Hillary not as a titan of history, but as a relic, an artifact of Washington's dirtiest games, pacing like a volcano seconds away from eruption, while he dropped bombs as casually as if he were reading off a grocery list. And then came the secrets. Not the polished, sanitized secrets that politicians release when they're trying to get ahead of a story. No. These were dirty secrets. The kind that drag old scandals out of the grave and force everyone to remember them. Benghazi. Russiagate. The infamous dossier. Tyrus framed it like a wrestling storyline. Chaotic, over the top, impossible to ignore. He didn't just remind viewers of those controversies. He weaponized them. Hillary's reaction? Not subtle. Not the icy glare, not the politician smirk, not even the calculated dodge she's perfected after years of dodging questions. No, this time it was different. This time she exploded. Shouting, pacing, gesturing wildly like a director who lost control of her own play. She wasn't a seasoned stateswoman holding the line. She was a pressure cooker blowing its lid, a meltdown so public it could power 1,000 memes. And that's exactly what happened. The internet devoured it. Memes labeled her Mount Hillary, erupting without warning. TikTok remixes spliced Tyrus's grin with footage of Hillary sparking like a broken robot. Twitter turned it into a spectacle, hashtags trending worldwide, everyone debating whether her reaction was proof of guilt, insecurity, or just exhaustion from decades of carrying scandals on her back. But here's the thing. In politics, perception is reality. And when Hillary exploded, the perception shifted. Suddenly, this wasn't about whether Tyrus's claims were true. It wasn't about policy, or history, or facts. It was about optics. And the optics screamed one thing: she had been rattled. That is the cruel irony of this entire drama. Hillary Clinton built her career on the image of being unshakable. Surviving her husband's scandals. Surviving Republican attacks. Surviving investigations, smears, accusations. Always there, always smiling, always insisting she was 5 chess moves ahead. But in 2025, it wasn't a senator, or a world leader, or even a damning report that unraveled her composure. It was Tyrus. A pundit with the charisma of a wrestler and the chaos of a carnival barker. That's the part her allies couldn't stomach. That's the part her critics celebrated like it was the 4th of July. What Tyrus understood, perhaps better than anyone else in that room, is that modern politics isn't about reasoned arguments or detailed evidence. It's about the spectacle. Drop the bomb, step back, and let your opponent's overreaction write the story for you. Hillary didn't just fall into the trap. She amplified it. She made his words 10 times more powerful by reacting like a volcano. Her defenders called it righteous anger. They said she was sick of cheap shots, tired of watching clowns rewrite her history with dirt and innuendo. But righteous anger doesn't look like pacing and exploding. It looks like control. This looked like insecurity. And insecurity in politics is blood in the water. The fallout was as ridiculous as it was inevitable. Pundits filled airtime with endless speculation. Comedians crafted punchlines that practically wrote themselves. Conspiracy theorists linked Tyrus's claims to everything from Wall Street donors to secret societies. World leaders watched the clips and laughed, shaking their heads at how American politics had turned into the biggest circus on earth. And through it all, the internet kept feasting, turning her meltdown into the content of the year. That's the tragedy, and the comedy, of Hillary Clinton's latest explosion. She wanted to be remembered as a trailblazer, a pioneer, a heavyweight who shaped history. But when the curtain rose this time, she wasn't remembered for her speeches, or her policies, or even her battles. She was remembered for losing her cool. For exploding in a way that made her look more fragile than formidable. And Tyrus? He didn't even have to do anything else. His work was done the moment she cracked. Because in 2025, the game isn't about truth. It's about entertainment. It's about who can make the biggest splash, who can turn politics into viral theater. And on that night, Hillary Clinton didn't just lose the narrative. She became the narrative. Now here's the real question. Was this meltdown just another headline in the endless chaos of American politics, or was it the moment that truly shattered the Clinton mystique once and for all? Because if history shows us anything, it's that Hillary Clinton doesn't drown quietly. She fights, claws, and scrambles her way back to the stage. But each time, it gets harder. Each time, the cracks show a little deeper. And as for Tyrus, he'll move on, tossing his next grenade into the chaos, knowing full well that the reaction is where the real power lies. So what do you think? Was this Hillary's worst public unraveling yet, or just another act in the never-ending theater of American politics? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the chaos. Because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that the drama isn't slowing down anytime soon.